My son had spent 2 evenings on the card. He sat at the kitchen table with his tongue pressed against the corner of his mouth, the way he does when he's concentrating. He folded the paper too many times at first, then unfolded it and started again. There were glue fingerprints where he'd tried to attach a cut out heart and missed by a millimeter. He asked if the letters were straight enough. I told him they were perfect because they were his. At the gathering, the house was already loud. Plates stacked, voices overlapping, that warm, crowded feeling people like to call family. I watched him wait his turn. He didn't rush. When he stepped forward, he held the card with both hands. Like it mattered. "Grandma," he said, and she leaned down, smiling in the way she smiles when a camera might be pointed at her. He hadn't finished handing it over when my nephew reached in. It happened quickly. The way things do when people assume no one will stop them. He grabbed the card, crushed it into a ball, and shouted, "Nobody wants thas uglystufa." There was a half-second where the room could have chosen differently. Instead, laughter rippled. A surprised laugh. An awkward one. Someone said, "Oh my God," like it was funny because it was unexpected. My nephew laughed the loudest, basking in it. My son froze. His face did something I recognized immediately, not crying, not anger, just confusion folding inward. He looked at the floor. I stepped forward. But by then the moment had already been labeled as a joke. And jokes are hard to arrest once they're in motion. "Hey," I said softly. Not to my nephew. To my son. I gathered the pieces of the card from the floor. Smoothed, put them in my bag. No one apologized. Someone clapped my nephew on the shoulder and told him to relax. Grandma didn't say anything. She smiled at my son and told him she loved him. She didn't look at the card. We left early. I told my son we had ice cream at home. He asked if Grandma liked the card. I said yes, because in that moment, lying felt kinder than teaching him what laughter can mean when it's aimed wrong. That night, after he was asleep, my phone buzzed. "Do not come again. It's for family only. No punctuation beyond the period. No explanation. Just a boundary, clean and impersonal." I read it 3 times. The first time, it stung. The second time, it clarified. The third time, it felt almost administrative. I thought about the mortgage. For 3 years, I had been quietly covering the difference when payments came up short. It started after an illness, then a job change, then another temporary problem. I'd never announced it. Never asked for credit. I wired money, set reminders, adjusted my own budget, and told myself this was what you did for family. I typed back 1 sentence. Then family can figure out the mortgage alone. I didn't add anything else. I didn't need to. I put my phone face down and went to bed. Sleep came in pieces. By morning, my phone was vibrating on the nightstand like it was alive. 3 missed calls, texts stacked on top of each other. Confusion first. Then anger. I didn't rig him yet. I made breakfast. Packed my son's lunch. He asked if he could tape his card to the fridge at home. I told him yes, and we found a magnet shaped like a star. After I dropped him at school, I sat in the car and listened to one voicemail. It was my sister. Her voice was different. Stripped down. She didn't sound angry. She sounded scared. You can't do this," she said, breath catching. "You know what happens if we miss a payment. You know they don't care why. Please, call me." I didn't call her back right away. I spent the morning doing ordinary things. Lawmails, groceries. The phone kept lighting up, then going dark again. Each time it did, I felt less responsible for cushioning what was happening on the other end. By afternoon, I listened to another voicemail. This one was from my mother. She spoke carefully, as if choosing the right tone might unlock me. "We didn't mean it that way," she said. "You know how kids are. This doesn't need to turn into something bigger." But it already had. Not because of the card, because of the message. Family only. The bank called later. Not to accuse. To inform. The math was exact by evening. The calls slowed. The urgency shifted from volume to precision. My sister texted a number. Then another. Then asked if we could talk like adults. I replied once. "I'm not funding a place my child isn't welcome." There was no answer after that. The next week was quiet. Uncomfortably so. I half expected a knock on the door, some dramatic confrontation. It didn't come. What came instead were logistical questions from people who had never before been interested in logistics. Payment schedules. Extensions. Options. Grandma called once. She didn't mention the card. She asked how my son was doing in school. I told her he was fine. She said she missed us. I believed her. I also noticed she didn't invite us back. The house changed hands 2 months later. Smaller place. Less room for gatherings. We weren't invited to see it. At home, my son added another drawing to the fridge. A messy one. Right. He didn't ask who liked it. He just wanted to show me. Sometimes, late at night, I replay the moment in the living room. The half-second where things could have gone differently. I don't imagine yelling. I imagine someone saying, "Hey, that's not okay." I imagine the laughter stopping. But imagining doesn't change what happened. What changed things was deciding that access to my resources came with access to my child's dignity. That wasn't revenge. It was alignment. The family still exists. Just without my quiet subsidy. Some days that makes me sad. Most days it makes me calm. The card is still on the fridge. The glue has yellowed a little at the edges. No one has crushed it since.